Hello YouTube, T-Rex coming at ya. I've got an organization video that I'm working on and I wanted to share with you. One of the biggest problems I have in my shop is sockets. There's just no great way to organize them. You can buy pre-made stuff, but usually plastic and it ends up breaking on you. So I'm going to bring you in here and show you what I'm working with. Alright, this shouldn't look too abnormal to a bunch of you. Just a ton of sockets. Some of these are mine, some of these were my brother's, some were my father's, some were my grandfather's. I think you can pretty much tell those by the volume of rust. So here's the plastic. I think these were Harbor Freight and they're okay, but one of them, the 3/8 drive, had one broken off coming out of the box, so that's not any good. So I was thinking that I should make a holder that held my sockets but wasn't cheesy, wasn't crap. So that's why I'm here in the wood shop. So what I did was, I have a 1/4 inch, I'm working with the 1/4 inch sets right now. I have a 1/4 inch dowel and I have this piece of walnut just because it was what was lying there. And what I did was I drilled a hole, 9/64 hole in the end of a dowel, and I forced a BB into it. A regular go and shoot rodents kind of BB. I forced that BB into the end about 1/8 of an inch. I actually drilled it a little further than that, and then I topped it off so that my socket fits, and I think that's pretty okay. So I'm going to show you how I came along this. You can see I tried and failed. But I think that'll work. This is a set of square, these fit square nuts and bolts. So I'm sure I have another one, at least one more. But this goes from 1/4 inch, 5/16, 3/8. So that's all I have for that set. So I would want to add more to the rail. So this is what I did. I took my caliper, I brought it out to 1/2 inch, and I marked the edge so that I have an idea. I want to put them all on that straight line because even my largest socket won't go over the edge when that's at 1/2 inch. So okay, and then the next thing, all of these are roughly, all sockets have a little bit different diameter because they go for bigger and bigger nuts and bolts. So what I did to get these three is I measured them edge to edge. So I put that down and I put that down, and I actually put them close enough to touch. Let me bring you in a little bit more. Brought it close enough to touch, and then I used my caliper, and from one edge to the same edge on the next socket, that's what I measured. And then I did that again for the next one. So they're touching, and I adjusted it out so that I could then get a mark for the holes. Kind of see what I'm headed for there. I can do it this way. Maybe I can do it this way. So I went from one edge to the opposite edge, and I measured in. So now that I have that dimension, I went to my scribed line here, and if I want to start here, then I can put a mark for my first one. And then I left this set because I'm going outside edge to outside edge, realizing that I'm placing these on centers, and I just made a line. Then I go to the next one, And again, just measure from outside to outside, or left to left is what I am seeing. And some of you guys can scribe with this thing. I don't think I'm one of those guys. Put a little pencil line, and there, I'm all set. That's exactly how I did these. Outside edge to outside edge is where I drilled the holes. That's where I put the center of the hole. So then when I put them on here, they are all right where they need to be. Some of these, I haven't even glued these in. This is just my test piece. So there you go, my 4-point, or my, I guess, 8-point socket set. I'm going to glue those dowels in there, but that BB helps it not slip off. If you just use the dowel, you're asking for your socket to fall off. It has never worked. I've seen guys that do that, but we actually use tools around here, and they take walks. You know, they have to go fix a lawnmower, or they have to go fix something. The dryer's got a loose nut. So that's what I've got for you. Just a nice little simple way to get your sockets set up on a rail that's not going to fall off on you. So I'm going to keep on going, and I'll bring you in on a couple of these steps. Alright, I'm here on the drill press. I know I said that was 9:30 seconds or something. It's actually, or 9:64, so it's actually 5:30 seconds is the bit that I'm using. And I have it set in a little V block that I made out of scrap of 2x4. Let me turn that on. Just kind of guessing at how far I need to go. Alright then, so just some holes drilled in a piece of wood. Alright, so got a little socket here, 3/16. You'll see when I set that in there, you can still see part of that hole underneath. That's not what we want. We're going to trim this to within 1/8 of an inch, but that's easier. But that's easier when the hole's already drilled, or the hole's easier. So let's get one of our BBs. Just set that in there. Take a pair of pliers and give it a squeeze. Alright, if anything, that one might be just a little bit too deep. But if it is, we'll just drill another one. So, is that focusing? Yeah, sure it is. Okay. So let's go over here and cut that off. My chosen tool to do this is my trusty scroll saw. Alright. Okay, gonna make a little noise. The next one at about that 1/8 inch. Alright, so if it's a little longer this way, that's okay. I drilled the holes all the way through my piece of board, so let's go check that out. Okay, we're back over here on my practice board. Just gonna stick that, oh, you know what? Lubricate. I don't know if it makes any real difference, but at the worst, that's WD-40, so water displacement. So if the inside of the socket's damp, take my socket, use it to shove that on. I can go down flush with it if I want, but I'm not losing it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep right on going and do that. Do a whole set over here. How you doing, T-Rex Customs viewers? I've got a project that we started the other day, and I got it as far done as I can get it done for right now. I'm going to bring you down and show you how we did on this socket. Alright, here we are on the socket rails. I don't know how well this is going to show up, but I've got a couple coats of lacquer. The walnut ones are all SAE. They're all standard inch sockets. And then I did rails in mahogany, so they've got a little bit more of a red tint, and again I put some lacquer on it. This mahogany, this is side of the road mahogany. I don't know if you guys have ever found any of that. I have one that has deeps and shallows. You can see missing pieces. I have people that I've talked to about that. I have one for SAE and one for metric, but then I left this one wide because I'm sure that I have another set of tall. I have about half of it, but I didn't want to put the holes in it until I'm sure. So I can go back and do that at another time. And all of these have their little BBs done right into them. I've sanded the bottom. I put some glue on there. The sockets come right off, go right back on, hold fairly well. So I'm happy with that. I thought that project came out great. So let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and give me any other ideas you've got for shop organization projects or just things you'd like to see. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.